There's 1 billion people in the world that don't have safe water to drink. There's 25,000 people a day that die from drinking contaminated water, mostly because they get diarrhea, cholera, other waterborne diseases. This simple device can prevent all that. The exciting part for me is that each one of you are going to have a hands-on part in something that will be in somebody else's hands in maybe a couple of weeks, disinfecting their water, saving their life, and also be able to be used as a tool to spread the gospel.
Using this machine, they also benefit in other things, that their children, their families are now reducing the diseases, and so they are much glad because, yeah, and they also thank, because through this machine we also reach people and they get Bibles. That's the word of God. So they appreciate because of that machine, because of the Bible you are distributing unto them. At least the word is now reaching many because of that program and because of that project you're having.
Today we're going to do a chlorine producing unit build. We call it a CPU. Safe Water International Ministries likes to use CPU builds to involve people in our ministry. So not only do people have the opportunity and chance to donate to our ministry, they have the opportunity and chance to participate with hands-on activity. Our first station involves taking a roll of wire and cutting it to the proper length, and we then trim the ends and we add our electrodes to the CPU. These are the two parts that are very important in the operation. They're the ones that create the electrolysis and make the salt and water turn to chlorine. Once these are put together, they are sent to a manufacturer that will injection mold the parts and then return them to us along with the top and bottom for the CPU. At our next station, we take those 4 parts, the top and the bottom and the 2 electrodes, and we glue them together. So we have 2 people that can stand on either side of the machine, and they can glue the parts very carefully together. We will then put them into a clamp. The clamp is necessary because the parts need to dry for 24 hours without movement so that they don't leak. After they've dried for 24 hours, we take them out of the clamp and we check them for water leaks. We just can't afford to have a CPU leak in the field because many times we're in a remote location and that's the only one we have. So we water test them, then we add power clips to them so that we can clip them to an electric battery. So we cut the ends off the wire, we trim the wire, then we put the clips on, solder them in place, and then once again we actually will test the CPU to make sure that the electrolysis is working. We look for bubbling within the cell, and we look for the smell as evidence that the process is working. We then rinse the CPU out so that corrosion doesn't occur. We'll wipe it down with a towel and we'll put our S.W.I.M logo on it and wrap it up with saran wrap and stretch wrap, and it is ready to ship out to the next person that is requesting our chlorine producing units in a developing country.
Almost every time that we've ever taken a unit out to a community, they will always ask us, why are you here? Why are you in our country trying to help us? And so there's always an opportunity to share with them and say, well, it's because we're Christians and we feel like it's necessary for us to help those that are in need. We've been blessed in many ways, and we want to share that with you. Even if they don't come to an understanding of the gospel, they always are kind of touched and impressed that we would give of ourselves and give of what we can to them.